Hi, welcome back to the Harriman High podcast. Today we are here with the original newspaper staff. We have me, myself, Spencer Corliss,
Marvin Medina,
Ethan Sievert,
Jaden Garcia,
Annie Hink,
Emily Lamb,
Lily Ramirez.
and today we are going to be talking about educational blocks and restrictions and how that affects us as students and even the administrators. So, who would like to get us started off to give me a little interview about this topic?
Okay, so quite a little background on this. So here at the newspaper staff, we research into a ton of different topics that we hear about just in world news, local news, and stuff like that. And we use our Harriman High distributed Chromebooks in order to research things. And while the staff, and myself included, were looking for certain information, we have run into a couple blocks along with a couple other things.
So yeah, no, it's harder to do stuff, right?
Right, and educational websites that are clearly educational are sometimes blocked by the school network. So for a while, the Slick authorization website to actually get into Slick Canvas was blocked for a time. So students couldn't do their homework like in our statistics classes or English classes or any other classes that fell underneath there. Teachers often use Quizlet in order to do reviews for their different units in their classes, and then Quizlet is also blocked.
Oh.
And then any word that is under this block list is also, you're unable to search up the word in general. So
that seems like something that's really hard to get around. Do you know any of the educational sites that could be blocked, or just sites in general?
So some sites that are blocked would be Spotify, Pandora, GitHub, College Times, the Student Room, and then some key words that have been blocked would be such as like gay, lesbian, and other things would be sexual orientation, sex education, and obviously the word.
No, well, yeah, some of those are just no-brainers, but doing educational stuff like doing research on those topics would be, I could see why you couldn't get around them. What are the pros and cons about this topic?
The pros are as followed: as blocking inappropriate things like pornography sites, as it should be, scammers, just things to lure people into their sites, and also viruses, and blocking people from the outside from school, emailing students, and inappropriate pictures from like Google Images. And the cons are just blocking educational sites and researching, and just trying to find those sites and trying to research can make it harder to go around while you have like that blocking just wall.
So have you guys talked to anybody that has any more insight on this?
oh boy, do I have the information for you. Do you want to know first about the administration side or the teacher side?
Let's talk about the administration side.
So the Jordan District Board has their own networking source and group of team underneath them. So I talked to a Mr. Anthony Muto on the phone the other day, and I asked him a couple questions on like why certain sites were blocked and how one might be able to start having appeals to try and get certain sites unblocked. So he basically told me teachers can either email him or use a little button underneath the block's websites to open an appeal, and from there it would be sent to the team where they would review the website and later unblock it if it was deemed safe for kids.
Oh, okay.
And each website could take up to an hour or so, says their team. And they, depending on the day, they get different numbers of websites. And so it really just depends on how fast they can get to the websites and if it falls under the categories of it being able to be accessed by students and teachers. And all of that has to go through the review process.
So they're kind of already looking into it automatically, right? Like they're trying to do as much as they can.
They can, and before it all too, they do have a list of like keywords or just certain criterias websites have to make, and then like if there are any challenges with that, they can go in and see about those different processes and different websites to see if it could be revoked. But again, they're working off of like a need to know basis where anything that comes up has to go to them, because obviously they can't control every single website on the internet.
Mm-hmm. Well, with the teacher side, that's what you were talking about also, right?
Right. So obviously, again, how I said about Quizlet, teachers use different websites to help teach their education, especially this year since it's like half virtual or half in person.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to spice up education is really important to like make sure kids stay engaged.
Yeah.
But I do know like Miss Burr in general, she's one of the English teachers here. She uses a couple of educational websites about like different seminars, like English seminars from professors who talk about how to write better English or just different skills you can use. And some of those websites are blocked, which is really weird because these articles and videos are obviously educational in nature, but they're even given by Slick again. Like these are different resources offered by institutions here in Utah,
Yeah.
but they're still blocked, which makes it hard for her as a teacher to try and get around all of that.
So we heard about the administration, we heard about the teachers. What about the students? What about the is there any like ways that they protect the students or something like that?
Annie knows about that one.
So in his interview, Mr. Muto referenced 2 laws that the Jordan District essentially has to follow the certain criteria when they're putting up their blocks. So the first one is going to be the Child Information Protection Act. Essentially, that is going to subject them to 2 certification factors. First one is that the internet safety policies have to include the monitoring of online activities of minors, which are basically everyone in high school until they hit that 18 mark. And then the second one is that they're required by the Protection of Children in the 21st Century Act that they must provide educating minors about appropriate online behavior. So every time there is an assembly that we have to attend for cyberbullying or social networking accountability, they are required to educate us on that.
Oh, okay. Well,
So yeah.
okay.
The other law is the student privacy law, which essentially means that all of the students' data or their rights need to be protected and kept safe. So that's why a lot of things are blocked, so that students aren't giving their data away on a school computer, because that is going to make issues for the district.
I see. That makes a lot of sense. So, have we talked to any other teachers about this? Because I know we've heard what Mr. Campbell's had to say about it, but have there been any other teachers that have had an intake on this?
I did know that you guys had an interview with Miss Wild, but we have heard about how different teachers like Miss Borup, in her classes, she used different resources like Reddit in order to help with her education and showing different sides and different feeds of different people's opinions on the internet. I know Miss Davis, she's run into a couple problems as well when it comes to dealing with the yearbook side of things and trying to get all the information she needs using public sources to try and help our team do all of the information collecting that we can. And we've run into a couple problems there where we have to go home on our own networks to do that. So that, among just a few handful of teachers against the entire teacher population, there's a lot of instances where you'll be searching something and it's just blocked, so you have to find just another resource.
Yeah. Along with that, I did talk to Miss Wild, and Miss Wild did have some good points, and some of those were, I that the teachers can't really do much at all, and when they do, they have to go through like Mr. Mudo, sorry, like you said, and the one thing that I did have to bring up, but is now fixed, was when she said that all the Wi-Fi should be in the whole school, be blocking the same stuff, but ever since I had talked to her, now it's blocking all the same stuff around the whole school, and personally, that makes it harder for me. That kind of brings us into our next topic, is like, how are students affected by this, Ethan and Jaden?
Well, I know for me personally, just for me personally, a few weeks ago in biology, we were doing a WebQuest assignment, and almost immediately the first website that we were given to go and get information off of was blocked, and I believe 3 out of 5 of the websites that were on the website were blocked from, I don't know what they were blocked from, but they were blocked and we were unable to do it, so we ended up having to basically scrap that assignment. So I know for me it sucks. It's not very great, but just from other students I've talked to, it's a big problem as well for them.
Oh yeah, it's definitely annoying and frustrating trying to do an assignment in class, like watching a video that your teacher gave to you on Canvas to answer questions, and you're not able to access it because it's
Right.
so that can make school even harder as it is right now.
Yeah, and I mean, even for not just Harriman itself and doing stuff here, I mean, I've talked to you guys in a newspaper and saying that Slick is blocked. I mean, that's even just other websites that, or you can't even go to for, a college or anything like that. So, I mean, it even influences other, things that you have to do for out of school and out of school assignments and activities.
Yeah, for sure.
This topic does make my ears ring too, Jaden. I've had personal experience with Canvas where I've had certain teachers put up certain videos, and when I see those videos, like, oh, I'm going to go click on this, and the teachers said that they've used it before and they can watch it on their stuff, but as soon as I get into it, it's blocked. And I'm on my personal computer, but I'm pretty sure it's just my Canvas account. And I don't know if you guys have experienced the same type of stuff before, but I've definitely experienced stuff like that.
I've experienced some issues with Slick.
Uh-huh.
Their Canvas page is really hard for me to access because I use a personal computer, and on my personal computer, for some reason, it decides that I can't access my Canvas page to do homework. So I either have to use a school computer or I have to just wait to do it at home, and so that's pretty difficult because obviously I like to do homework while I can at school, so I don't have to when I get home. So that's one of the issues I've experienced.
You have your personal computer out right now.
Yeah.
With the Slick accounts, you can't really get into them and do your stuff,
Yeah.
right? But you can get into stuff like docs. You can get into stuff that involves just personal writing. But then when it comes to doing your actual assignments and even just seeing what you have to do, I've even had instances with Skyward where it doesn't even work on my personal computer when I'm at school.
The interesting thing is that I can't access Slick or sometimes, Skyward or things like that, but I can access YouTube and Netflix and I can't access Spotify, but I can access some of the things that are blocked on a school computer on my personal computer, but things that aren't blocked on the school computers I can't access. So it's all kind of just confusing and just
it's all
annoying.
with Miss Wild. If you're listening to this and you want to check it out for yourself, not saying look up a really bad website, but let's just say you go to JSD what was the website? Blocked or something? Yeah, jsd.blocked, and you will be able to see what group you are in, because they classify each group by age and like high school through like teachers and stuff like that. So you can actually see what group you are in, and if you're in a group 4, probably you're around high school age. And then, but the thing with personal computers is you're automatically in a group 1, and that's kind of the weird part. Is it's like you're getting blocked at a elementary school level, but we're in high school and we're doing research on our personal computers about that type of stuff.
So, little update. filter.jordandistrict.org.
That's
says right here. Description: website is part of block list. Group number 1, group name default, and it gives an IP address. But the funniest bit is that this is the filter, and it is blocked itself.
Ah, well, that's just funny.
And
That's just wonderful, right? All right, well, does anybody else have anything else to add?
I have a whole thing to add.
All right, let's hear it.
So, like we just said, things are blocked, and keywords are blocked.
Mm-hmm.
One of the big things that really started this conflict for me, at least, is researching the keyword gay. Gay. It is blocked through this Jordan School District network. On the flip side, a derogatory term of the other side is not blocked. And I talked to Anthony Muto about this, and he only had a couple words saying that they were given a block list, a default block list, and he could appeal it. But the fact that that word is blocked itself and isn't inherently malicious or like bad for students is really weird.
Yeah.
And I think we might have to look into that a little bit more. But again, the censor is supposed to protect children and to make sure that like students aren't like saying anything bad. But the word gay itself, I think we can all say, is pretty disarming.
Yeah.
And not that bad. So
Like, come on, it's the 21st century.
exactly. So, that's kind of a big thing too, is that if the Jordan School District is posing that to be something harmful, we should see why that
Yeah.
is, and like how do the students who are gay or who are researching Pride Month, how that might interfere with them, because that's really important to figure out when it's like a whole group of people that can't even look up the word gay.
Yeah, no, that is definitely a hard topic, and that is something that should be appealed. So, well, thank you for joining the Harriman High podcast. Please tune in again in about 2 weeks. Let's see that. And hopefully we'll have another one up by then. And next time we'll see you and we'll have another topic. Thank you.